in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, News Gaon Se, Malnadu TV India, Samvad Sarokar News, Bharat Post, and Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And today's topic is very, very relevant, important, and the topic is loneliness. Loneliness is the human condition. No one is ever going to fill that space. The best you can do is know yourself, know what you want. Loneliness is an unpleasant emotional response to perceived isolation. Loneliness is also described as social pain, a psychological mechanism which motivates individuals to seek social connections. It is often associated with an unwanted lack of connection and intimacy. Loneliness overlaps and yet is distinct from solitude. Solitude is simply the state of being apart from others. Not everyone who experiences solitude feels lonely. As a subjective emotion, loneliness can be felt even when surrounded by other people. One who feels lonely is lonely. The causes of loneliness are varied. They include social, mental, emotional, and environmental factors. Research has shown that loneliness is found throughout society, including among people in marriages, along with other strong relationships and those with successful careers. Most people experience loneliness at some points in their lives, and some feel it very often. As a short-term emotion, loneliness can be beneficial. It encourages the strengthening of relationships. Chronic loneliness, on the other hand, is widely considered harmful, with numerous reviews and meta-studies concluded it is a significant risk factor for poor mental and physical health outcomes. Loneliness has long been a theme in literature, going back to the epic of Gilgamesh. Yet, academic study of loneliness was sparse until the late 20th century. In the 21st century, loneliness has been increasingly recognized as a social problem, with both NGOs and governmental actors seeking to tackle it. For many people, the family of origin did not offer the trust-building relationships needed to build a reference that lasts a lifetime and even in memory after the passing of a loved one. This can be due to parenting style, traditions, mental health issues, including personality disorders and abusive family environments. Sometimes religious shunning is also present. This impacts the ability of individuals to know themselves, to value themselves, and to relate to others, or to do so with great difficulty. All these factors and many others are overlooked by the standard medical or psychological advice that recommends to go meet friends, family, and to socialize. This is not always possible when there is no one available to relate to and an inability to connect without the skills and knowledge on how to proceed. With time, a person might become discouraged or develop apathy from numerous trials, failures, or rejections brought on by the lack of interpersonal skills. As the rate of loneliness increases yearly among people of every age group, and more so in the elderly, with known detrimental physical and psychological effects, there is a need to find new ways to connect people with each other, and especially so at a time when a whole lot of the human attention is focused on electronic device. It is a challenge. Loneliness is a very common, though often temporary, consequence of a relationship breakup or bereavement. The loss of a significant person in one's life will typically initiate a grief response. In this situation, one might feel lonely even while in the company of others. Loneliness can occur due to the disruption to one's social circle, sometimes combined with homesickness, which results from people moving away for work or education. Studies have tended to find a moderate correlation between extensive internet use and loneliness, especially ones that draw on data from the 1990s before internet use became widespread. Contradictory results have been found by studies investigating whether the association is simply a result of lonely people being more attracted to the internet, or if the internet can actually cause loneliness. The displacement hypothesis holds that some people choose to withdraw from real-world social interactions so they can have more time for the internet. Excessive internet use can directly cause anxiety and depression, conditions which can contribute to loneliness. Yet, these factors may be offset by the internet's ability to facilitate interaction and to empower people. Some studies found that internet use is a cause of loneliness, at least for some types of people. Others have found internet use can have a significant positive effect on reducing loneliness. The authors of meta studies and reviews from about 2015 and later have tended to argue that there is a bidirectional causal relationship between loneliness and internet use. Excessive use, especially if passive, can increase loneliness, while moderate use, especially by users who engage with others rather than just passively consume content, can increase social connection and reduce loneliness. This imaginary life represents the possibilities in the battle against loneliness, an epidemic running so deep and with such impact that it dwarfs COVID-19. Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga announced a Minister of Loneliness to his cabinet closely following a similar announcement in January 2018 by the United Kingdom. Loneliness is rarely acknowledged, deeply misunderstood, and alongside anxiety and depression presents a massive opportunity for rectification as India copes with COVID-19 and beyond. Considered a taboo subject, with most adults too scared to admit that they are lonely, the UK itself has close to 33% and the United States close to 50% of its people who accept they are lonely. In India, as per the recently released longitudinal aging study of India, approximately 23% of the elderly stay alone without children. While loneliness can have an impact across ages and be relevant irrespective whether you stay alone or in a full house, it is most common among those above 60 and affects almost everyone at some point in time. The impact of loneliness on our physical and mental health is acute, with resultant challenges in blood pressure, increased likelihood of dementia and depression. Yet, as a result, perhaps of our childhood socialization, no one likes to admit that they are lonely. We are trained to grow up trying to show a false sense of connectivity, a false sense of happiness and independence. And this has been the underlying driver for the growth of social media. The impact of loneliness has been compared to having 15 cigarettes a day and left unchecked can cause severe mental wellness challenges. Loneliness, on the other hand, should not be mixed with solitude, where one is at peace spiritually with oneself and does not mind staying alone. And to discuss this very, very important topic, loneliness, we have a very elite, knowledgeable, experienced panel with us. And I would like to invite my first guest panelist. He is Dr. Rajiv Anand. Dr. Rajiv Anand is the senior psychiatrist and marriage counselor. Dr. Rajiv Anand passed his MBBS in 1976 and did MD in psychiatry in 1980 from King's George Medical College, Lucknow. He opted to serve his country when it was very common to settle abroad for brighter future. He has been serving society with his base in Mumbai. He has clients all over India as well as in many other countries. He was honored with Lifetime Achievement Award by AMA. He has conducted more than 3,000 workshops for different groups and companies with audience size of 10 to 800. His television program on various channels have been widely appreciated for his forthright and practical approach. He is leading in the field of mental and emotional well-being for 41 years. He was president of IMA for 2 times. He was interviewed in several talk shows in domestic and internationally. Welcome, Dr. Rajiv Anand on our show. Dr. Rajiv Anand, today's topic is very interesting topic because loneliness. And loneliness, as I read the report, says it is because of the mental condition, and it is affecting the mental as a physical condition of a person. Now, you being such a senior psychiatrist, you might have come across so many people who are feeling loneliness. So we would like to know your views on loneliness. Dr. Rajiv Anand, please.
Thank you, Mr. Lal, for the kind words. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, please.
And welcome the viewers from Kerala and Karnataka and UP and Bihar and other countries where this program is being beamed. आज बात थोड़ी हिंदी में भी करेंगे, थोड़ी इंग्लिश में भी करेंगे, क्योंकि बात लोनलीनेस की है और बात दिल की है, तो हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में ही कन्वर्सेशन लैंग्वेज में बात होगी। लोनलीनेस पर कुछ आगे बात करने से पहले ये कहना बहुत जरूरी है कि आई एम इंस्पायर्ड एंड मोटिवेटेड बाय मिस्टर लाल, not for other reasons, because the last 15 months he has very successfully and very remarkably been the role model of how to make the optimum use of time when you have plenty of time. लोनलीनेस एक ऐसा एपिडेमिक है जो बहुत लंबे समय से रहा है, तो दुनिया का शायद कोई देश, शायद कोई सोसाइटी, शायद कोई सिविलाइजेशन ऐसी रही हो या कोई कंट्री या कोई सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी जहां लोनलीनेस का असर नहीं होता, या शायद ही कोई ऐसा सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी होगा जहां लोनलीनेस नहीं होती हो। ये बात हम उन लोगों के लिए कहना जरूरी समझ रहे हैं जो दूर बैठे होते हैं या जिनको हर तरह के नॉलेज की उपलब्धि नहीं होती है, तो उनके लिए जानना जरूरी है कि आप ही अकेले नहीं हैं। एक बहुत प्यारा सा गाना था अब से 40 साल पुरानी पिक्चर का, अपनी तन्हाई का औरों से ना शिकवा करना, तुम अकेले नहीं और भी अकेले हैं। कुछ लोगों को गाना याद आएगा, पिक्चर थी गुलजार की, पिक्चर का नाम था किनारा। अपनी तन्हाई का औरों से ना शिकवा करना, तुम अकेले नहीं और भी अकेले। लोनलीनेस एक वो बीमारी को पैदा करने वाली इनिशियल ब्रीडिंग ग्राउंड है जिससे बहुत सारी मनोवैज्ञानिक बीमारियों की उत्पत्ति होती है, शुरुआत होती है। और चूंकि जैसा हमने अभी 2 मिनट पहले कहा कि पूरे देश में, पूरे विश्व में जहां जहां लोग हैं वहां वहां लोनलीनेस थी, है और बढ़ती जा रही है। और हम अपनी लोनलीनेस में इतने धंसते चले जा रहे हैं, इतने खोते चले जा रहे हैं कि हमको ये भी नहीं पता कि हमारे आसपास के जो लोग हैं वो भी उतने ही लोनली है जितने कि हम हैं। हम अपने दर्द में ही इतने करा रहे हैं, इतने हाय कर रहे हैं कि हमें बिल्कुल पता नहीं कि हमारे छत के नीचे रहने वाले 4 लोग, 3 लोग, 2 लोग, या हमारी बिल्डिंग की बड़ी छत के नीचे रहने वाले 40 लोग, वो भी उतने ही लोनली हैं जितने के हम हैं। मैं इसलिए इस बात को हिंदी में कह रहा हूँ। आई एम ट्रांसलेटिंग इट फॉर इंग्लिश, knowing English speaking language people over there in Kerala and Karnataka, each one of us is lonely. So if any one of us feel lonely, no need to feel guilty about it. In fact, if you can talk about it and if you can talk aloud about it, you can really help it. I'm delighted for one more reason, because I had to do a little research for finding the right people for today's topic. And with little extra effort, we could zero in on 3 people who have mastered the art of loneliness. Krispi Maheshwari from Delhi, she would recount her experience of how she managed her loneliness. despite living in a big metropolitan city like Delhi, yet everyone has had it. Sakshi has been brought up in Bombay, and then Bangalore, studies in Bangalore, and then in Jaipur. 3 different states, 3 different cultures, and then she had her own way of coping up. Similarly, the third speaker today, Ravita, who is from a small hill station in district Nasik in Maharashtra. The whole population of this small township may not be more than about 40,000-50,000. Yes, she had been remarkably growing herself and living herself beautifully. I have high regards for all the 3 speakers, including for Achin. They are from 3 different states. So I have been watching, I have been learning more from people than from books. And I'm very convinced if any one of us can look into the causes or the sources of our loneliness, we can convert our life. We can transform our life, not only our life of everyone around us, as Mr. Lal is doing. Mr. Lal, I'm not having any need to flatter you, but I'm really delighted that you are bringing light, you are bringing energy into lakhs of people's life every day. Besides managing your own loneliness, because otherwise most people in 60s, they begin cribbing about, अब हम बूढ़े हो गए, अब हम क्या करें, अब हमारा टाइम पास नहीं होता, अब हमें समझ नहीं आता, कोई हमसे बात नहीं करता. Most of us are obsessed about what is not there in our life, or what was there in our life earlier, 5 years back, 10 years back, 20 years back. Most of us are habitually, by default programming, get stuck about what is not there. And there is plenty of things what is not there in our life, including married people who, after initial romance of few weeks or few months, then they begin lonely because they keep on getting swallowed in their own mind, in their own miseries and their own programming and their own problems. And they also keep on getting emotionally thinner and thinner, emotionally alienated increasingly than they were a few months back, a few years back. So we may imagine that, oh, wow, 1-year-old married couple, they must be living heavenly life, but they have their own share of loneliness. Let's not imagine that they're having a time all the time. No, every couple has faced this rock where they felt lonely. Most of them, they didn't know that this was so pervasive. Crispy would elaborate more on this because she has written a lot of articles. She's doing wonderful work in Delhi. Most people, when they hit this loneliness, which is usually the beginning of depression, they do not even know they're not alone. They don't know that they, as individuals, are not the only sufferer. They don't know that the husband or the wife is the sole cause for their loneliness. They don't know that, they don't realize that this is a process which they have to understand. And if they can nip in the bud, they can understand the process, nip in the bud, they can introspect themselves, they can take charge of their emotion, they can prevent many problems later on. If not managed well, why I was insistent and requesting Mr. Lal to take up this topic, if not managed well, if not understood well, loneliness is sole reason for disastrous end of most marriages. Disastrous end of most marriages, conflict, quarrels, disharmony, divorces, deaths, many terminal illnesses in women, many serious and terminal illnesses like cancer in women do have in their roots the huge experience of loneliness, unaddressed, unresolved. That's why we thought of taking the topic of loneliness, and we strive for getting all the 3 lady speakers who can throw better light of this. So request to every individual, whichever part of the country or the other countries assisting this program, don't run away. Don't get scared by the word loneliness. Loneliness वैसे ही है जैसे कि रोड पर ट्रैफिक होता है तो क्या हम रोड पर नहीं निकलते हैं? लोनलीनेस वैसे ही कि रोड पर ट्रैफिक होता है तो अपनी कार को क्या बाहर नहीं निकालते हैं, अपने डेस्टिनेशन नहीं पहुंचते हैं. We negotiate our way to drive safely, to drive comfortably, and to reach our destination. So in every day, in so many ways, you would keep on feeling lonely. And please also remember this, which you are aware in your way, and Mr. Lal also has supported it with research, quoting the research. As much as we think we are advancing in our technological excellence, as much we think that we have more gadgets, we have more privileges by way of internet and mobile and whatnot, there is a side effect of it, desired or undesired side effect, that we are becoming lonelier. आपके घर में जितने गैजेट्स होंगे आप उतने लोनली होंगे। आपका जितना स्क्रीन टाइम पर जाएंगे, आपको लगता है कि आप बिजी है व्हाट्सएप के इतने सारे लोगों से चैट करने में, और आप लोनलीनेस को अपनी डिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, मैनेज कर रहे हैं, ये फेसबुक पे इतने फॉलोअर्स की लाइफ को जानने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वो एक बुलावा है। रियलिटी ये कि आपकी लाइफ में अगर 5 लोग ऐसे हैं जिनसे आप दिल से दिल मिलाकर बात कर सकते हैं, जिनसे आपको कोई खतरा नहीं है, जिनसे बात करने में आपको दिमाग यूज नहीं करना है, जिनसे बात करने में आपको किसी भी तरह का कोई इनसिक्योरिटी नहीं है, वो आपकी लोनलीनेस की एंटीडोट है। आपके पास 5000 फॉलो अगर फेसबुक पर हैं या आपके 3000 कॉन्टेक्ट अगर व्हाट्सएप पर हैं, वो मीनिंगलेस है। अगर आपकी लाइफ में 4 लोग हैं जिनसे 5 लोग हैं, 3 लोग हैं, 2 हैं, 1 ही है। और बहुत सारे लोग कहेंगे डॉक्टर आनंद आप बड़ी हाइपोथेटिकल बात करें, कुछ लोगों की जिंदगी में तो एक भी नहीं है लाइफ के कुछ पेज में जिससे हम दिल से दिल मिलाकर बात कर सकें। आप कैसे बोल रहे हैं कि आपकी लाइफ में एक नहीं है? आप अपने को क्यों नलीफाई कर रहे हैं? आप तो हैं, आपके अंदर तो वही सोल है, आपके अंदर तो वही सोल पावर है जो दूसरों के अंदर है, आपके अंदर तो वही प्योरिटी है। आप अपने आप से कनेक्ट करिए। लोनलीनेस इज a step, it's a privilege, it's a special privilege to some who know how to harness it, how to connect to their deeper self, and how to bring the best out of it. So whenever you hit that loneliness, don't take it as negative. Take it as a positive. Take it as an opportunity to bring the best out of you, to use that time, to learn so many things, to arrange so many things inside you which you have neglected for years. अगर आपको सैटरडे संडे मिलता है तो काफी लोग कहते हैं हम घर की सफाई करते हैं। कुछ लोगों को सैटरडे नहीं मिलता, बोलते हैं संडे मिलता है, संडे को हम ये सफाई करते हैं, हम लॉन्ड्री करते हैं, हम घर की ये काम करते हैं जो हम काफी दिन नहीं कर पाते। पूरे वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में, अमेरिकन और जगहों पर ये होता है कि उनके लिए वीकेंड एक सफाई का प्रोग्राम होता है। तो हमें जब लोनलीनेस मिलती है 1 घंटे की, 2 घंटे की, तो वो हमें अपने अंदर सफाई करनी है, अपने नेगेटिव इमोशंस की, अपने नेगेटिव एक्सपीरियंसेस की, अपने लाइफ के थाउजेंड्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंसेस जो लोडेड हैं, नेगेटिवली चार्ज हैं, जो लाइन डिसऑर्गेनाइज हैं, जिन्होंने हमारी लाइफ को स्पीड को रोका हुआ है, जो हमें रुलाते जाता है, दुखी ज़्यादा कराते हैं, जो हमें जीने नहीं देते, जो हमें लोगों से जोड़ने नहीं देते, उस लोनलीनेस के टाइम को अगर हम सही तरीके से यूटिलाइज करेंगे, if we can utilize that time of loneliness in a systematic way, in some guided way, then we can help ourselves a lot. We can connect to us, we can talk to us, and we can transform our life. So please do not shudder at the thought of loneliness. I have seen professionally, socially, personally, plenty of life going waste just because of mismanagement of loneliness or because they didn't even know. काफी लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि लोनलीनेस को मैनेज किया जा सकता है। वो खाली लोनलीनेस के बारे में क्लिक करते हैं, इंसल्ट करते हैं, कंप्लेन करते हैं। काफी लोगों को पता ही नहीं। This is a unfortunate part. That's why we celebrate this kind of programs by Mr. Lal, or wherever we get an opportunity to talk about it. There are millions of people who have no idea their loneliness can be managed successfully, effectively, satisfactorily by little efforts. I'm looking forward to hear Crispy as well as Sakshi as well as Ravita, who have genuinely worked to come out of the valley of loneliness. If one individual can do that, 1,000 can do that. If 2 individuals can do that, then much more number of people can do that. So I'm stopping here. Looking forward to hear all 3 great speakers for today. Over to you, Mr. Lal.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your views. And what Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned, I will just highlight few. First thing, he says that loneliness is the breeding ground of mental illness or the sickness. Now, he says that why a person is feeling loneliness, he should not feel, because there are so many things one can do. And the one reason he says that people feel, especially who are above 60, they feel that now what is there in life? No one is talking to us, and they were looking back what they have done in the past. And they always say, at that time, so many people were around me, now no one is there. So he says, whenever, whatsoever condition you are today, you have to be in such a way that you will not feel loneliness. He also mentioned, don't run away from this thing, because if you are not talking to somebody, if you are not mentioning, if you are not opening yourself, and you are just confining in yourself about the loneliness, then it is going to create a problem for you. He also mentioned about the gadgets. He says the side effects of the gadgets which are coming, whether it's a mobile phone or internet or WhatsApp, etc., the increase of these gadgets are harming mentally as well as physically. And he says that you should have your time where you must clean yourself. The cleanness means that you have to clean your inner self whenever. And he has given example of Western countries, how they are working, they are on weekends, they are cleaning their house, etc. So why not, whenever you are getting a chance, when you feel that you are just feeling down or loneliness, you immediately try to clean your inner thoughts, inner those things which you have to remove from yourself. And he also mentioned about, even one person can remove your loneliness. No need of 1,000 people. If you have 4 or 5, fine. Even if you have one. But he also says, if nobody is there, then you are there to remove your own loneliness. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving such a descriptive, but in a very easy way to understand how the loneliness can be removed and how we are feeling loneliness. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Miss Crispy Maheshwari. Miss Crispy Maheshwari is the founder of From the Expert's Mouth, New Delhi. She graduated from Lady Shri Ram College for Women, LSR, New Delhi. She has dual professional qualifications, Chartered Accountant and LLB from University of Delhi. She is very creative and multi-talented. She likes to write, paint, and craft. Miss Crispy loves to network, motivate people, teach, and spread positivity. Some of her work has been published in leading national newspapers, international literary journals, and has also been translated to other languages. She is an entrepreneur and founder of FromTheExpertsMouth.com, a powerful learning platform that brings people together for personal and professional transformation. Welcome, Miss Crispy Maheshwari, on our show. Miss Crispy Maheshwari, you have heard what Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned. Now, we would like to know your views on loneliness. Miss Crispy Maheshwari, please.
First of all, I'd like to thank for this wonderful opportunity. I would like to thank Mr. Lal Goyal and Dr. Rajiv Anand for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk on a subject that is so close to my heart, on loneliness. As has already been discussed, it is a feeling of sadness that we feel on being alone. It is the yearning for companionship and emotional turmoil that we feel within when we find ourselves alone. And yet, man is a social animal, and hence it is natural to feel lonely at some point or the other in our life. And hence the importance to devise and know strategies to deal with loneliness. Let us start. I would like to start with certain mindset changes and attitudinal changes that can help us in dealing with loneliness. Let us take a top-down approach. The first mindset change that I recommend is the acceptance of the fact that man is born alone and man dies alone. And the journey in between of our life is what we traverse with people coming and going. The sooner we accept this harsh reality, the less time we would spend in stressing about the fact that people come into our life and go. There are two types of people. Ones who come as a blessing and others who come as a lesson to us. It is up to us to accept each of them gracefully and to ensure that we are just as graceful when it is time for them to leave. Now, let us imagine a situation that you've just had a great time in a wedding, and you've come back with a gift that is a beautiful box wrapped with a beautiful ribbon, colorful balls, dry flower arrangements, and you love this box. So I was talking of an example where we are in possession of a beautiful box as a return gift from a wedding which we thoroughly enjoyed, and uh, you really love this box. You've decided to use it for storing your petty cash and your mobile, and use it daily. So every time you look at it, you are reminded of the beautiful time you had at the wedding. So in a similar way, it is necessary that we store all the good memories of the people that we meet in our life in a nice place in our mind. The second mindset change that I would recommend is that to have the faith in the supreme power of God, that He has given us life, and hence He has blessed us with enough ammunition to deal with the vagaries of life, especially with loneliness, because it has created uh, because He has created more creatures to coexist with us. Just remember that howsoever hard it may be for you to make friends, there are always enough number of people who have similar tastes and similar ideas as us, and who would love to enjoy our company. Here, I would like to take a pause and invite you to this platform from the expert's mouth to enroll with other like-minded people and gather more ideas and strategies to deal with personal and professional progress. There are 3 simple steps to deal with loneliness. First is to identify and accept that you are feeling lonely. Sooner you get out of the phase of denial and accept that you're feeling lonely, the sooner you will be able to look for solutions and implement in their life and go ahead. The second step would be to implement self-help strategies and take the support of immediate family members and friends. And the third step, in case the second does not work for you, is to seek professional help and consult a mental health. The main self-help strategy that will help you in dealing with the problem of loneliness would be introspection. That will help you to figure out the root cause and connect with your inner self and deal with the problem that you are facing when you are alone. So some of the ways in which you can introspect are journaling, prayer and meditation, and to talk with a close friend or a family member. Let me discuss each of these in detail. Journaling is very simple and a very powerful tool. Just grab a pen, grab a notebook, and start writing. Go with the flow. Whatever comes to your mind, just start writing. Do not think too much. Do not try to structure. Do not correct your grammar. Do not correct your spellings. Don't bother about your handwriting. Just go on scribbling if that is what you need to do. That will, if you do this regularly and go through what you've written after a couple of hours, you will realize what is it that is going on in your subconscious mind. This will help you to introspect and figure out the root cause of your loneliness. The second method would be indulging in prayers and meditation. This will help you to connect with your inner subconscious, be aware of yourself, and free of distractions. The third method for a person who is not accustomed to writing would be to talk aloud verbally, discuss all your issues, your feelings with a close family member. In the end, I would like to say most of our life we live in our mind. If we make our mind a beautiful place, that will help us to deal with loneliness tremendously.
Thank you very much, Ms. Crispy Maheshwari, for giving your views. And what Ms. Crispy Maheshwari has mentioned is that when you are lonely, you feel loneliness, the feeling of sadness comes. And she says that sadness is nothing because you are in yourself, you are thinking that you are lonely. And she says that you have to change your mindset. And if you change your mindset, then only this loneliness can go away. She says for that, Either you should have more faith in God, try to introspect yourself inside, and go for some meditations, etc., and accept the reality that you are lonely. And if you feel that, yes, now you are really feeling lonely, try to come out with that feelings, and either you write it on a piece of paper, or share your feelings with a close family member, so that at least your loneliness can go. So according to her, that if we will change the mindset, it can we can very well overcome from the loneliness what we are facing. Thank you very much, Ms. Crispy Maheshwari, for giving your views. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Dr. Sakshi Gupta. Dr. Sakshi Gupta is MBBS MD dermatology. She is consultant dermatologist and director of Sakshi Skin and Laser Clinic, Jaipur. She is having more than 10 years of experience in the field of dermatology and cosmetology. She believes that beautiful and healthy skin gives an inner confidence to a human, so one should be gorgeous inside and outside. She was senior resident of Kasturba Medical College, that is KMC, Mangalore, from 2009 to 2012. She was assistant professor of NIMS, Jaipur, from 2012 to 2014. Welcome, Dr. Sakshi Gupta, on our show. Dr. Gupta, you have heard what Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned, as well as Ms. Crispy Maheshwari has mentioned. And they have given their own views about the loneliness. Now, we would like to know from you, your views on the loneliness. Dr. Sakshi Gupta, please.
First, we'll start in a general language that what is loneliness? Loneliness is actually a human emotion of being alone. Sometimes we are always surrounded by so many people, but mentally and emotionally we are alone. So that we should always be very, very careful that it should not lead up and become a disease process. So we have to stop the disease process at its beginning, that is the loneliness. And there is no single common cause for loneliness. There can be various causes. And actually, every human experiences loneliness at some point of the other. We should take it in a very, very light way. Like a child, when we admit him to school, he always feels lonely. He may be surrounded by his teachers and his friends and so many colleagues in his class, but then still he feels alone and lonely. So it is a very, very general term, and it is a common feeling which everybody experiences at some point or the other. When we go to the college, we as freshers join there, we are surrounded by so many classmates and colleagues of the similar age group, but still we are lonely because we cannot speak our heart to them. So it is very important that we try and build a healthy relationship with others, our peers, our colleagues, so that we can talk our heart out to them. As Dr. Rajiv Anand also said, even if we have 5 people to whom we can talk our heart out, that will combat our loneliness. So in our life, we should always focus on developing positive relationships with people rather than having just a superficial relationship with multiple people. And the use of internet and the social media in today's life is actually creating that space within us and making us more lonely, because we are spending more and more time on these internet issues. We have a free time, we just take our mobiles and we are on the Facebook or on the WhatsApp talking to people, but it's a very, very distant relationship with which we are developing. We are not talking our heart out to them. So it is very important. And what I feel that in today's society, we should always try and look for people who are feeling lonely around us. Maybe our mother, our father, our in-laws, in our family. We have a very superficial relationship with them, but we are not understanding that they may also be lonely. So everybody needs friends in their life. And that is what is going to help us to prevent other mental disorders, which are becoming more and more common in this era. Loneliness is either a physical isolation, that somebody has gone to a faraway place and he's feeling isolated there, or it may be the death of somebody significant, or sometimes it can be the earliest symptom of depression also, that the person has many people around who are trying to talk up to him, but still he is feeling lonely because he is in the initial phases of his disease process, that is depression. Now, loneliness can have multiple negative impacts on our life. It can lead to addictions. People go in for addictions like maybe alcoholism or drug abuse. It can speed up the process of Alzheimer's disease. It can lead to some antisocial behaviors. And sometimes if the person is very, very lonely and he's thinking too much, it can even precipitate a cardiovascular disease or a stroke in them. It leads to decreased memory and sometimes even depression, and the person can have suicidal tendencies. We have to look up for the symptoms of loneliness in the people whom we are coming in contact with also. They usually complain of a decreased sleep pattern. Their diet is more fatty and they usually tend to sitting alone and eating more of junk food and unhealthy food, I would say. And as a skin specialist or as a dermatologist, even we see sometimes premature aging in people who are very, very lonely or who land up with depression. So in them, premature aging and signs of premature aging on their skin also shows up. So as a dermatologist, for a beautiful skin or a beautiful hair or for a healthy human being, we should always have positive thoughts inside our mind. So if the patient is not very positive in his day-to-day routine, he'll always land up with his external being also, the external looks will also be not very healthy. So he'll come up with various problems with his looks also. And the prevention of these, coming up to the prevention of this loneliness, we have to consider the things which make us happy. We have to come out to some resort which gives us peace with ourselves. We have to talk to people. We can do any community service, or if somebody likes writing or somebody likes traveling, we have to come out to those resorts which can help us make ourselves happy and decrease the amount of negative thoughts in our mind. We have to be positive in our thoughts and invest time with quality relationships. If we have good relationships with people and we have good friend circle, that will always help us be away from loneliness and be a beautiful person inside out. So the major change which will decrease the amount of loneliness in our society is positive thoughts. We have to be positive with our thoughts, think positively, believe in God, that God is the supreme power, and whatever he does with our lives is the best, and nothing can be above him. We cannot change what he has decided in our lives to be. So we have to make our lives beautiful as he has given it to us. So that is the key point. And thank you so much for inviting me here.
Dr. Gupta is also considering with what Dr. Rajiv Anand has said about the gadget, and she says the mobile is creating more loneliness. She says that people are now more on the mobile and they are forgetting to be talking in person with others. And she has especially mentioned about the elders. She says that people should understand that the parents or parent-in-laws, they also feeling loneliness at this age. And at that time, if you are only not talking on in person and you are just passing or giving a call or something like that, it will not remove their loneliness as well as your loneliness. She also mentioned that because of the loneliness, people tend to adopt the habits, bad habits like alcoholism or drug abuse or other habits which are antisocial. So she says that one has to see and check their own loneliness, otherwise it can create problem. She says as a dermatologist, she is from seeing the patients who are facing, because of the loneliness, there is a premature aging, and that is not a good sign for a person. And she mentioned that so one of the solution is that you should have a good circle, good friends with whom you can have positive talks, because the positivity will remove the your loneliness. So all these things, and she says the life is very beautiful. God has created such a beautiful life. We must try to enjoy this instead of quibbling always about the loneliness. Thank you very much, Dr. Sakshi Gupta, for giving your views. Viewers, our third panelist the fourth panelist is having problem with the internet, and this is the problem of a small city, I must say that there's not internet connectivity is not proper. Although we have requested her to send her views on the WhatsApp, so I can read those views once we will receive it. But meanwhile, I would like to go for the next round, and then I will ask the question to Dr. Rajiv Anand first. Dr. Rajiv Anand, is there any treatment for this loneliness? Yes, we have heard what you and all other panelists mentioned, that you should try to engage yourself, try to keep away the gadgets. But is there any specific medical treatment, whether it's an allopathy, Ayurvedic, naturopathy, homeopathy, any pathy, is there any treatment or not to remove this loneliness?
Very good question. And this question has bugged rather millions of people. And they have been under impression that their loneliness could be taken care of by going to a doctor and getting a medicine. So there are lots of people who go and visit a doctor for medicine. And psychiatric profession does take care as best as possible. But let me clarify a few points over here. The loneliness per se is not a disease. Since ये हर दिल की कहानी है, हर इंसान की कहानी है, हर जीते हुए इंसान की कहानी है, इंसान की कहानी। और मैं इसको जोर देकर कह रहा हूँ इंसान की कहानी, क्योंकि ये उतनी जानवरों की कहानी नहीं है, उतनी फूलों की कहानी नहीं है, उतनी फिशेस की कहानी नहीं है, उतनी पक्षियों की कहानी नहीं है, इंसान की है। क्यों है? क्योंकि इंसान के पास सबसे बड़ा दिमाग है। बर्ड्स के पास, फिशेस के पास, फ्लावर्स के पास उतना बड़ा दिमाग नहीं है। तो पहले हम लोनलीनेस की उत्पत्ति को, उसकी जेनेसिस को समझ लें कि वो डिसीज नहीं है, वो एक प्रोसेस है जो हम सबको होता है। बारिश होती है, मैंगलोर में भी होती है, दिल्ली में भी होती है, बॉम्बे में भी होती है, न्यूयॉर्क में भी होती है, दुबई में भी होती है, रशिया में भी होती है। बारिश का होना अपने आप में एक प्रोसेस है। हम खाली ये चिल्लाते रहेंगे, रोते रहेंगे, बारिश हो रही है, बारिश हो रही है, बारिश हो रही है, जिसकी वजह से हमारी लाइफ मैसअप हो गई है, रोड पर कीचड़ हो गई है, रोड पर पानी भर गया है। हम यही चिल्लाते रहेंगे तो हम खुद भी दुखी रहेंगे, और हमारे कंटिन्यूस चिल्लाने से किसी को कोई खुशी नहीं मिलेगी। थोड़ी देर के बाद सब लोग हमसे उब जाएंगे या हमें छोड़ के दूर जाके बैठ जाएंगे, क्योंकि हम हमेशा रोते रहते हैं कि बारिश हो रही है, या हम हमेशा रोते रहते हैं कि हम अकेले हैं, हम अकेले हैं, हम अकेले। तो लोनलीनेस वो एक रैम्पेंट फेनोमेनन है जिसकी कोई बाउंड्री नहीं है, कोई बाउंड्री नहीं है। जब ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है कभी दूर के देशों में या दूर के शहरों में जाके, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के कुछ जगह हैं, अपने असम में है, मेघालय में है, हम कोशिश करते हैं कि वहां के लोगों से 5 मिनट 10 मिनट बात करें। वहाँ के शॉपकीपर्स हैं, वहाँ के लोकल इनहैबिटेंट्स हैं, लोकल लोग रहने वाले हैं, उनसे बात करें, उनसे जानने की कोशिश करें कि वो अपने आप में कितने लोनली हैं। क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि वो बड़े शहरों से दूर है, लेकिन जो हम उनसे बात करते हैं, या दूसरे देशों में भी, जापान के इंटीरियर्स में मौका मिला बात करने का, चाइना के इंटीरियर्स में शंघाई से 1 घंटे के ड्राइव पर एक गांव है, वहां पर उन्होंने एक मॉडल गांव बना रखा है, वहां जाने का मौका मिला, वहां के लोगों के घर के पास बैठकर उनसे बात करने का मौका मिला। कि क्या वो लोनली हैं? नहीं। हम लोग जो बड़े शहर के लोग हैं, हम लोगों के पास, जिनके पास ज्ञान की, सो कॉल्ड ज्ञान की, जिसे हम लोग ज्ञान समझते हैं, जो कि किसी को जोर से हंसी आएगी, जिसको हम ज्ञान समझकर अपने आप को ज्ञानी समझ लेते हैं, वो हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन है, और वो हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन हमें लोड कर देती है, और वो हमें ऐसा भ्रम देती है कि हम सब कुछ जानते हैं। तो चूंकि हम सब कुछ जानते हैं, तो दूसरे लोग इतना सब कुछ नहीं जानते, तो हमें दूसरों से दूरी बनाने की जरूरत है, क्योंकि हम उनसे सुपीरियर हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास गैजेट्स हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास ये है, क्योंकि हमारे पास वो है। तो हम दूसरों से अपने आप को एलिनेट करते हैं। तो कौन सी चीज हमें दूसरों से एलिनेट करती है? हमारा ये भ्रम, हमारी ये गलतफहमी, हमारा ये इल्यूजन, हमारा ये डिल्यूजन कि हमारे पास बहुत ज्ञान है। कहाँ से आया ज्ञान? जितने साधन अपने अपने चारों तरफ इकट्ठे कर लिए हैं और करते जाते हैं, चाहे वो न्यूज़पेपर है, चाहे सोशल मीडिया के डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स हैं, और चाहे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया के डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस हैं, वो सब हमें लोड करते हैं, बढ़ते हैं, बढ़ते हैं, बढ़ते हैं। उनका बिजनेस है लोड करना, न्यूज़पेपर में सप्लीमेंट भी आता है, उसके बाद दूसरा तीसरा चौथा सप्लीमेंट भी आता है। आप एक न्यूज़पेपर सब्सक्राइब करते हैं, 2 न्यूज़पेपर वाले बोलते हैं आपको कंसेशनल ऑफर पर पूरे साल का न्यूज़पेपर देंगे 250 रुपए में, 300 रुपए में। 80% कंटेंट वही होंगे, लेकिन आपके पास टाइम कहाँ से होगा पढ़ने का? तो उनका बिजनेस है। हर सोशल मीडिया का, हर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया का, हर प्रिंट मीडिया का बिजनेस है इंफॉर्मेशन को प्रिंट करना, आप तक पहुंचाना और इस तरीके से पैकेज करना कि आप उससे एक्साइट हो, तो उसको सेंसेशनलाइज करना या उसको ग्लैमरस वे में, एक्साइटिंग वे में पैक करना ताकि आप रजिस्ट ना कर सकें। You should get compelled to go through that, be it any news on the WhatsApp, which is sensationalized, which we are hearing these days to tell and whatnot, और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया। तो हम लोग इस चीज को समझें कि हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं। जैसे मिस्टर लाल ने कहा कि क्या इसका कोई ट्रीटमेंट है, कि हम अगर डॉक्टर हैं मनोविज्ञान की या मानसिक तकलीफों की, तो क्या कोई ट्रीटमेंट है? हम लोनलीनेस खुद क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, जो बीमारी नहीं है, और हम उसको उस लेवल पर क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, उस लेवल पर बढ़ने दे रहे हैं, जिसको बढ़ते 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 हम उसे बीमारी बना लेंगे। आप अपने घर में छोटे से टैप को भी खुला छोड़ दीजिए ना, तो टैप भी धीरे धीरे आपके पूरे रूम में, और एक रूम से दूसरे में, तीसरे में, चौथे में बाढ़ बना देगा। पूरा रूम आपका फ्लडेड हो जाएगा, आपका सारा फर्नीचर आउट हो जाएगा, एक छोटा सा टैप भी अगर आप खुला छोड़ेंगे। तो हम लोगों ने अपनी लाइफ में एक ये रॉट होने दिया है कि हमने जिसे नॉलेज समझा वो एक्चुअली इंफॉर्मेशन है, और अगर वो इंफॉर्मेशन है तो हमारी लाइफ को अच्छा बनाने के लिए है, और अगर उसमें कुछ नॉलेज भी है तो वो हमारी लाइफ को और इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, बजाय हमें दूसरों से दूर करने के। अगर हम सब लोग अपनी क्वाइटर मूवमेंट में सोचें, आज भी मिस्टर लाल मैंगलोर में रहते हैं। I have a special fascination for a city like Mangalore because that particular city or that particular area does have a special thing, that huge houses where there's a big hall, central hall, and the veranda all around, and the smaller bedroom. They might be 4 bedroom, smaller in size. They might be huge veranda where 100 people can sit in the veranda. They might be huge hall where 100 people can, 50 people can sleep in the night. The house is made in a way for group, for family, for people, for neighbor, for relatives. Bedrooms are only functional, relatively smaller. That was the concept of the Indian society. The community living, the social living, where the boundaries between us and the neighbors were not as strong. People could connect to the neighbors. They were very thin boundaries. They were very notional boundaries. Today we have, as the person keep on becoming richer, he moves from chawl, where they are living in continuity next to room, and a lot of common space. They move to the flat, 1 BHK, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, and as they go higher, as they get caught in the trend that they don't know their neighbor. But it's rather unfashionable to know the neighbor. It's rather uncommon to expect that we are having good relations with our neighbor. We don't know the neighbor. That's the common refrain in these days. हमें नहीं पता हमारे नेबर कौन है, कहाँ रहते हैं, यहाँ आए कि दुबई में, कब आएंगे, कब नहीं आएंगे, हमें नहीं पता. If they go still higher in their financial achievements, in their social positioning, then they would have a bungalow. Then the boundary wall would reach to 5 feet or 10 feet with a lot more fencing. Maybe they may have dog to scare away anybody who would come to their gate. So as we go higher in our social placement, as we keep on isolating ourselves, alienating ourselves from others, most people are not realizing it, that they are pushing themselves into sickness, which increasing loneliness, because as all of us know, and both the ladies over here who have been working in big cities, they know there are enough number of people who have indescribable wealth, infinite wealth, huge acquisition, huge property, but the wife in the house is lonely. She is not feeling emotionally connected. When the man in the house is lonely, he also drowned himself into drinks. So we are increasing loneliness without realizing what a dangerous potential it has. Coming to the specific answer to Mr. Lal's question, coming to the specific answer to the question posed by Mr. Lal. Where does the role of medicine come in this? medicine come to play a role when the loneliness intensity has gone so much higher that this has affected other aspects of life. When we are experiencing loneliness 24/7, when we have allowed it to affect our biological functioning like appetite, like sleep, like weight, like breathing, like motions, gastric movements, and we have allowed it to affect our capacity to work, capacity to go to the office or to drive or to move around anywhere. When all these basic biological functions or psychomotor functions like ability to get up and move around, when they have been affected, then the role comes of medicine. I would also like to explain over here, because many people think mistakenly the doctors from our profession give only medicine. Fair enough. Many people, large number of people, maybe in big cities, or those doctors who want to see large number of patients in a day, they may be prescribing medicine only. But everybody does not need medicine. Since loneliness is not a disease, if it can be understood, if it can be explained, if it can be helped to a person that what loneliness is originating from and how in simple, effective way you can take care of it, and if you can prevent it from growing larger into your life, you may not require medicine. So any sensible, any seasoned, any experienced, any good doctor would take it as a duty to explain to every client whoever has loneliness, which almost everybody does have it, that there are ways and means to take care of emotions, take care of not let emotion become overwhelming, not let negative emotion become overriding in the life, not let negative emotions spread so much in the life that you feel so helpless, that you don't want to work, you don't want to function, you want to talk to anyone, you don't want to socialize, you don't want to connect to people. That is your depression in progress. Depression in most cases, other kind of neurosis in some cases, other kind of psychotic disorder in some cases. So medicine may be answer, specific answer to the question which he asked in the beginning. Medicine may be answer only when the individual have allowed his loneliness to spread further. Unfortunately, a trend in our society, and Mr. Lal, permit me a minute more, because in this last minute, a very important message should go down to people anywhere whosoever watching. There's a perception in the society that if we seek help or if we talk to people, we would be considered weak. If we seek help from neighbor or from elders or from relatives or from doctor, even family doctor or from a specialist doctor or from counselor, we shall be seen as a weak individual, or people would label us as mentally weak. I often think of this simple logic. If there's an electrical problem in our house, if the tube light is blinking, coming, going, electricity coming, going, we don't feel shy in calling an electrician. We don't even ask his education. He may be non-matriculated. We just call him and let him do the job. He does the job in 10-15 minutes. We pay him. We don't even ask his name. We never ask his name or qualification. If we have some problem in the bathroom, we call a plumber. We ask him to fix. We don't ask his name. We don't ask his qualification. And we don't feel shy in calling him for the help. And they are just tap or electricity. The biggest machinery, the mind, the biggest motor, the mind, biggest technological advance, the mind. If we have even slight discomfort, what makes us believe that I don't need anyone's help? If I take help, people would call me mental. People would call me mental patient. People would call me mentally weak. That's the biggest reason for problems. Feeling shy, feeling hesitant, and asking for help. And wheresoever I have talking, Crispy would elaborate a little more on this topic. Moment we cross this barrier, moment we cross this inhibition, we overcome this inhibition, everybody else is like us. Everybody else has either gone through the same phase few years earlier, or going through, or likely to go through. Or if we take the help, not necessarily everybody is going to look at us scornfully or ridicule us or going to ask, are you mentally weak? No. What's mental weakness? We all learn the skills to cope up with newer and newer challenges, newer and newer difficulty. So loneliness begins right from the childhood. I keep on watching a granddaughter who has her own share of loneliness, who want to play with someone, who want another child to play with, who want to play with. So last 15 months, from my point of view, had been a refresher course for all of us. We all have taken it negatively. We all have taken it with whatever the ills, whatever the problems came along with it. We have not looked beyond that. Last 15 months have been a great period to review. Are we well equipped to take care of loneliness? And if I say it aloud, I'm not saying with any arrogance or any bravado. 15 months, Mr. Lal also had been with lockdown period at home in his own city. And not that I met him personally or I visited his house. So am I confined to my home, away from the clinic, working from home, but not even a single day I have allowed my mind to tell me I'm feeling lonely or I'm feeling bored. Because so much is there to do. So much is lined up to do. So much is there to connect to people, whether written words or spoken words in the books or in the audiobooks or the YouTube, or so many other things to do, which I have not done for years together. So there is always scope to manage your loneliness in simple, effective, and very, very successful way. Let's talk, let's learn more about it, rather than continue talking about the word loneliness or the suffering because of it. Over to you, Mr. Lal.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anand, for giving the reply in a very, very descriptive way. I'm sure our viewers got the answer that there is no medicine for loneliness until unless that loneliness will be converted in other diseases. Now, my question goes to Ms. Crispy Maheshwari. Ms. Maheshwari, you mentioned about change of mindset. One should change the mindset. Do you think it is easy? A person who is feeling lonely or this suffering with the loneliness, he or she would not change, will not be in position to change the mindset by just listening our discussion today. Can just change the mindset and overnight or within an hour, he or she will change the this thing. So it is how one can change the mindset, whether the person should take some counseling, or what are the ways the mindset can be changed. Ms. Crispy Maheshwari, please.
Just a small request that since I can hear two voices speaking with the time lag, it is becoming difficult. So in case you want to stop me, please give me an indication with a thumbs up. I'll just remove my earphones while speaking.
Okay, no problem.
So it is not easy to change your mindset. I've battled with loneliness for a very long time because I was presented with such circumstances that in spite of the best intentions of my family and my support system, I was faced with such circumstances where I had an immense sense of loneliness again and again. And it was up to me to face those challenges. And this mindset changes that I've discussed are ones that I have been able to devise from my personal experiences. Yes, it is not easy, yet we have to face the harsh reality that I'd like to repeat that we are born alone and we die alone, and it is our journey. It is meant to be our individual journey. It is by design such that people join us and leave us during this journey. It is for us to make ourselves flexible. As the great Bruce Lee said, make yourself like water, flow like water. One has to be flexible in his outlook and mindset, not only just to deal with the problems of loneliness, but also to deal with other problems in life. Because the more flexible that you are, the more open you are in your outlook to accept life and the challenges that are presented to you due to the problems and the vagaries that are presented to you in life, the more easy it and less taxing, less stressing, and with no anxiety you will be able to deal with those challenges. These are my views on changing your mindset. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Crispy Maheshwari. I can see that Our third panelist, fourth panelist has also joined. But before I will go to her, let me ask for the question to Dr. Sakshi Gupta. Dr. Gupta, don't you think that because of the change in the family pattern, earlier it used to be the joint family, now it's a nuclear family, the loneliness has increased now, because in the joint family, so many relations, bua, tai, kaki, chachi, all mother-in-law, everyone is living together, and brothers, sisters. So one can share their views. But in the nuclear family, there is no one to share their views in person, and one has to go for the mobile phones or the internet and to share with the groups which they are forming, the moms group or kitty group, whatnot. So do you think the loneliness has increased because of the change of the family pattern?
Yes, definitely, sir. The family pattern has changed in these times. And previously, everybody used to live in a joint family. And according to me, always joint family has a greater influence on the children, and it decreases loneliness to a very, very great extent. Because you have so many people living in together that you hardly have any time to be lonely. You have so many people to talk to share the views, and they're always together with you. Any problem in the family, everybody deals it together. And nowadays in the nuclear families, only the parents and the children are staying together. That too, mostly both the parents are working. The children are staying alone at home with the maids. They're left alone. So ultimately, they don't have any other option. Even the parents tell the maids they'll watch TV or they'll see the mobile. And nowadays in the corona pandemic, the children are getting so much more used to the social media. They are having their online classes. Half the day they're spending with that. Then we engage them in other extracurricular activities. That is all online. And then when the child gets time, again he is playing on the mobile or they are watching videos on the mobile. So ultimately, we are exposing our children to more and more side effects of these gadgets. So we all have to come together and change our own mindsets and be with them, be with the children and be with the family, and be with our parents. That is what is the benefits of the joint family. I personally live in a joint family and I have 10 people living with me. So I never have to worry about my work and my children. There's somebody or the other who is there to take care of my children and to look after them. And I'm totally, that is my own support system. So I am always in for a joint family.
Okay.
And it's always a mutual relationship. The parents will always take care of their children, and the children in turn have to understand that it is their responsibility to take care of their parents and not letting them being lonely. And I feel if we follow that, that is what is going to get inculcated in our children. They see us doing for our parents, and that is when they will do something for us. If we are not doing anything for our parents, we cannot expect them to do anything for us. So they see what they learn. So that is my view, that it is always better to be in a joint family with your parents. They'll always do good for you. They cannot, as a parent, they cannot do anything bad for you. So joint families are always better.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Gupta, for giving your views. I can see Miss Ravita Dhupia is there. Miss Ravita Dhupia is a homemaker. She is from a family which has values of love, warmth, understanding, and to be there for each other. She is a practitioner of Nichiren Daishonin philosophy. Her inclination is towards spirituality. Nowadays, she is learning mandala paintings, bhajans, and om chanting. She is reinventing herself by learning healing modalities. Welcome, Ms. Dhupia, on our show. Ms. Dhupia, you have heard, you have not heard because you are not there, but the views were of all our panelists, earlier panelists, are that the loneliness can be removed by change of mindset. And we must change our mindset, and so that we can overcome the loneliness. Otherwise, loneliness is going to create lots of problems. It can be for the physical as well as mental disease. Now, we would like to know from you your views on the loneliness.
My views on loneliness is that it is temporary, and it is not a setback. It is being in a pause mode and to reflect on oneself. there has been times where I have experienced extreme loneliness. So during that phase, I could overcome it with the values by my parents, which they gave me, the warmth, the love, the caring, and the bond that is shared with my siblings. The support of my father-in-law, where he shared his wisdom. Like the other panelists said, when you're staying in a joint family, it is the biggest, positive atmosphere. And the elders in the family are like a banyan tree, and we as children are like the branches. And I remember once when I had a very tough time, and he said, just give your best, because even I have done that in my life. Until today, I have stuck to that lesson in my life. My maternal uncle used to tell me, radiate love, warmth, and sincerity. Do it with sincerity, and it will reflect. And above all, my mom used to always say, pray. I feel when one prays and surrenders, everything falls into place. One has to take action, learn new activities, do things which one enjoyed as a child. Now, I basically was not fond of cooking. I barely knew only 5 recipes. And when I came to know that, yes, I have to learn a new skill. So that became my, goal for me. And I, now I'm such a good cook. Like I become very passionate about it. And I really enjoy cooking. Um, One has to have a higher purpose or a goal in life. One can also overcome it by being at peace with oneself. Now, this is like when you get up daily in the morning, you just look outside your window, look at the trees, how they are blooming with the harsh realities of winter, of the climate change, everything, but they're still blooming. They're still becoming green. So you have to bless Mother Earth on a daily basis. Because just imagine when the cyclone comes or when anything comes, there is such a lot of disruption, and still people have that guts to come out of that phase. So loneliness for me, it is a very small thing. You look at your face just as a point on a world map. So you will feel this is ये तो कुछ नहीं है हमारे लिए. You have to overcome it. And because of my daughter's education, I have stayed in Nasik, I've stayed in Pune. Again, I came to Nasik. There have been a lot of changes in my personal life. I have met different people, youngsters, elders, children, and all what I feel is that all they want is they want warmth, they want selfless love to be there for them on a human level. In recent time, just 1 month ago, my neighbor, she stays on her own. She's in her early 30s, and she was detected with this virus. I just did my bit, like whatever meal I made, I shared it with her. So when you're giving that warmth, even the child understands, yes, it is made with love. And being spiritually inclined, I volunteered for a cause when I was in Pune. There you meet different people and you come to know being on your own. My husband was working in a different city and I was here in Pune. I could make a change in my life. And in today's time, my daughter knows how to handle her life. So as a mother, when you're strong, even your child learns a value from you. It is very, very important that in today's time, the children being on social media for a very long time, we have to take our time, make activities as a parent, like make activities where you can have word game, you can tell about certain things as a child what you have been through, like you can share your joys and emotions with them. And it's never too late to say that yes, even we have gone through that phase. And I always feel that the Almighty is always there to hold our hands on a daily basis, so we should always count our blessings.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ravita Dhupia, for giving your views. And what she says is this loneliness is a temporary phase. If you just overcome it, it can be overcome very soon. And she says that you have to change your habits. Habits means if you are not you are not doing something, try to do that thing. Like she says that she has started cooking. Earlier she was knowing only 4 or 5 dishes, or the recipes were not known. Now she is expert because she has put her soul and put her time in cooking. And she says that one should be sharing and caring with love. If you start doing this thing, you can overcome your loneliness, because you will get more and more people acquainted because of your love and share with love, if you are caring them. She also mentioned about the values to be imparted to the children. That is a very, very important point she made. She says, whatsoever values you want to give to your children, please impart them in such a way that the children should also feel that these are very valuable when they grow up. And like Dr. Gupta has mentioned earlier, that what the child sees, that if we are not giving respect to our elders, why the child will give respect to us. Similarly, she says the values has to go to the children. And according to her, the loneliness can be also changed or can be removed if you do the inner soul search, which our earlier panelist, Ms. Maheshwari, has also mentioned, that if you go and whichever religion you are, if you just concentrate for that and try to connect with you to the Almighty, so then you will get the more and more peace. Thank you very much, Ms. Dhupia, for your this thing. Now, my question to you is, Ms. Dhupia, don't you think one of the reason is that we are our expectations, our expectations are more, and that's why we feel loneliness. Like we expect our children should do this for us, or the spouse should do this with us. And if that expectation is not met for any reason, then, or even sometimes our friend circle, we feel that if any party is going on, we should be invited. If they have not invited you or the person feel loneliness. Similarly, if you expect that the child should take you for the movie or the party, and the evening they says, sorry, we are going with our friends, we are not taking you, you feel loneliness. Do you think our expectations is one of the reasons to feel loneliness?
Yes, to a certain extent, because we have been taught, we have always been taught to look outside, to expect. We have never been told, and I think this is the value which should be taught to a child when by the age of 3, because aajkal ke bacche, they are much more smarter than the earlier generations. So by the age of 3, what we are doing as a behavior, जैसे हम अपने daily basis पे हम कैसे रहते हैं, आजकल तो क्या जमाना आ गया कि ब्रांड, बच्चे को ब्रांड वाले टॉयज देने चाहिए, क्लोथ्स देने चाहिए, खाना देना चाहिए, एवरीथिंग इज लाइक दैट. नो, बट 3 साल के बच्चे को बहुत लिमिटेड चीजें चाहिए होती है, उसको खाली आपका समय चाहिए होता है. और अगर आप वो समय देंगे ना बच्चों को लगेगा हमें इसमें ही हमें वी आर सेटिस्फाइड. तो एक्सपेक्टेशन स्टार्ट्स व्हेन द पेरेंट इज एक्सपेक्टिंग. जब पेरेंट अपनी एक्सपेक्टेशन बच्चे पे थोपेंगे कि या उनके वो वैल्यूज थोपेंगे कि भाई, जैसे फॉर एन एग्जांपल, दिस इज समथिंग अ बिट डिफरेंट, वेयर यू नो द पेरेंट्स आर शोइंग अप, अरे देखो हम ये कार लाए, हमने ये बनाया. व्हाट आर यू टीचिंग योर चाइल्ड? So I personally feel the parent has to reinvent himself or herself if you want to bring that change, because हम तो चले जाएंगे, हमने और कितने साल रहना है. आजकल तो, पहले तो था आफ्टर 60 लोग चले जाते थे, आजकल तो छोटे छोटे बच्चे चले जा रहे हैं या यूथ चले जा रहा है. So in today's time, we have to really think on those lines very minutely, just be under the microscope, and you could think, is it important or is it valuable? ये जो हमारी expectation थी सही है? Is it realistic? So this is my view कि we have to really think, मतलब really हमें अपने आप को बोलते ना strict बनना पड़ेगा if you want to be true to your children.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Ravita. And what you have mentioned about the expectations of the 3-year-old child, I just want to inform that nowadays in the marketing, I was told, although I have not studied there, that in Western countries, they are teaching, they says that the 3 years to 13 years is Jiddi class, which by asking expectations are so much that they decide what they want to wear. And once they grow more, say by 8 or 10 years or 6 years, 7 years, they will decide for the parents what they should wear of their choice, the child. So this is called a Jiddi class, and we have to see to it. That's why the loneliness comes if we have more expectations. Thank you very much. And so viewers, you have seen this very, very important topic, the loneliness. All experts means they are from the different sects of the society. They have given their views, how they have faced the loneliness, how they have overcome. And very rightly said by all of them that this is something which can overcome by just changing the mindset. There is no treatment, no medicine for this. The only treatment is you have to engage yourself. And if you will engage, like Dr. Rajiv Anand mentioned, and he used to mention about me. Yes, I can very well say for last 15 or 16 months, when the first lockdown started on 22nd March, the Janta lockdown, I started this program of media conference with Lal Goyal. And I am spending almost 17 hours a day to prepare the program, to do the research and to come out. And then people wanted me to do more. So I have started one evening program also every day. Now 2 programs to do the live program. I have no time even to think for anything. And that's where I am feeling no loneliness, as Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned. So my take is, if you engage mentally with some positive work, you will not feel loneliness, whether you are staying alone or whether you are staying with a joint family of 10 or 50 people, because you have to engage yourself mentally. Thank you very much. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon se, Samvad Sarokar News, Bharat News Post, as well as was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day new topic. But as I mentioned, that we have started for last 1 month the evening program, that is Kal Aaj Aur Kal Lal Goyal Ke Sang, in which we call one chief guest as who is an achiever, who has achieved in his or her lifetime. So we take and the autobiography of that person, how where he or she spent the childhood, primary education, and how he or she has reached to the height. And today's our chief guest is Professor Dr. G.C. Saxena, former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, Agra, as well as former Vice Chancellor of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Awadh University, Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh. So please tune in today for Kal Aaj Aur Kal Lal Goyal Ke Sang at 4:30 p.m. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand. Thank you very much, Miss Crispy Maheshwari. Thank you very much, Miss Ravita Dhupia, as well as thank you very much, Dr. Sakshi Gupta, for giving your very, very valuable thoughts and points. And thank you all the viewers for joining us, viewing our program. And I'm sure today's program is very enlightening. And if we will be able to change even one person's loneliness to a happy life, I'm sure our program has served the purpose. Thank you all. Thank you very much.